What's up, Steelers fans? Welcome in for another Ravens Week film review. What we're looking at this week is Kenny in the red zone. There were exactly 5 snaps this past Sunday in which Kenny took a drop back on a snap inside the red zone. And I've pulled together those 5 plays right here, and we're going to take a look at them today. Starting here with this first play, the Steelers have a bunch out right, and they're going to run a snag concept out of that bunch. You're going to see Freiermuth running a hook route. Pickens is going to run a corner, and then Deontay is just going to clear out to the flat. They design these routes to cross over each other so you can rub off these defenders in man coverage when they're trying to follow their guys as they're running their routes. The design is to have them bounce off each other and to get your offensive guy a little bit of separation. And you also have a bit of a low, high, higher read, so Kenny only has to look to one side of the field. And also you're flooding 3 guys to one side of the field. So against zone coverage, that can often create a 3-on-2 mismatch. So this play is designed to be successful not just against man coverage, but also zone coverage. So as Kenny doesn't like anything over on that side, he looks back this way, and you see he has Gentry down here and Najee over here. He's communicating with Najee. You see him wave Najee to go deep, and that's what he does. And then he throws the back shoulder. We've seen Kenny throw that back shoulder to Najee a couple times, and I don't know if he's completed it yet, but Kenny obviously has a great deal of confidence in the back shoulder throws. Deontay and especially Pickens are great at converting those, but maybe not as well advised playing that ball to Najee. I think he would have had a chance of fitting this ball into Gentry over here in the back of the end zone, put it on the pylon, put it out of the back of the end zone if you have to. Just if you put this ball out here, if Kenny does, the only way the defender can get to it is if he goes through Gentry's body, which obviously gives you the ball on the 1-yard line. So that's a win for your team. Or it's either an incomplete pass, the pass interference, or he makes the catch. There's no way, if he places this ball well, there's no way the defender can make a ball on it. There's no way a defender can make a play on it. Now, this back shoulder throw to Naj, if Patrick Queen here gets his head around and sees that coming, he can just step in front of that, and he's got a long way to run there. That's how pick sixes happen, is jumping those out routes, the flat routes. So that's probably a riskier throw than he had to make, although most of his other receivers are very, very adept at converting that throw. So looking at it from the other angle, right here you see Kenny pointing out, IDing the mic, pointing at Roquan Smith there. Basically the 5 offensive linemen, they're responsible for the 4 down linemen and then the Mike linebacker. And then if you have extra guys, a linebacker rolled down to the line, then your tight end or your back is going to be responsible for picking those guys up. Now in this case, it's a 5-man route, so all those guys are running routes, so they're not going to have extra help to pick up the blitz if there is one. Let's see what ends up happening here. Nope, that dude ends up following 81. And then 4 is accounted for by Chooks there. And there's no extra. The mic isn't coming on a blitz, so you don't have to account for him. So you can just man up. You see this double team here. You see out here Kenny looking this way. That's when he's scoping out his bunch there. And he doesn't like that, so you're going to see his eyes come flick to Gentry for a moment before ultimately landing on Najee. And then he's going to take off from this pocket. Pretty clean pocket, actually. This is one of the best games the Steelers' offensive line has played all year. Both pass blocking and run blocking, passing off twists, huge strides that they've made there. I think Pat Meyer's system is finally starting to gel in some of these young guys and some of these returning guys who are learning a new system as well. There's been a learning curve there, but I think you're starting to see it come together now. And but you see Kenny, he's gonna, again right there, he's pointing to Najee, telling him to go deep. But he probably could have sat in this pocket a little bit longer. Or stepped up in it even. Yeah, he should have stepped right up in there and then wait for something to happen. And then if nothing develops, then you can do something with your legs. But he runs himself into trouble here because Moore has his guy controlled right here. And Kenny runs out past him so that he can gives the edge rusher an angle to the quarterback there, runs himself into a pressure, and delivers a throw that safe throw because Queen never got his head around to look for it. Could have been riskier than it was, but he gave his guy a play. His guy just couldn't make it. Again, I think the better play would be in the back of the end zone there for Gentry, even if you don't have as much confidence in the receiver. But this is just a testament to how much Kenny knows where which straws stirring the drink for the Steelers offense right now, and it's Najee 100%. Kenny played probably his best game as a pro on Sunday. That's true, but what's also true is Najee Harris has this team on his freaking back right now, and he's doing a little bit of everything. He's catching passes he caught their only touchdown. You don't want to discount the things that Jaylen Warren's doing because he's, it might be the explosive one of the two. And who thought we'd be saying that coming into the year, that the bowling ball is the one who's going off here. But yeah, Najee is really coming to his own. I think that foot's feeling good, and he's back to himself now. So this next play at the bottom of the screen, you're going to have a 4-man bunch, a stack here with Najee in the back, and then Freiermuth, Gentry, and Watt. So 2 tight ends and a fullback. You got your blocking formation in front of the halfback. So this looks to me like a screenplay, and I think they've run the screen before. And then at the top of your screen, you're going to have Pickens ISO'd in man coverage, and they're actually going to run this fake screen where these guys are going to act like they're screening. Kenny's never going to bother to look at it because why bother? You're showing everything you need to see pre-snap for them to think fake, and they're going to have their 4 guys wasted out here, and then their guys wasted in the middle, and then it's just one-on-one right here. Pickens against whoever that is, Stevens, I think, and seeing if your young superstar can go up against their guy, and that's a favorable matchup, I think. You didn't get him on Humphrey or Peters, and just that didn't work out for him that time. And we'll take a look at it from the other angle. But first, I want to point out, you see, as I was saying earlier about IDing the mic, you're going to see Mason Cole pointing here to Patrick Queen, helping him out, helping Kenny out. And then you're going to see Kenny pointing too. So Mason Cole, has he gone above and beyond what anyone could have expected from him here in the Steelers uniform. I thought he was a solid backup and serviceable starter. And he's not only has he been doing it at a high level, but he's been doing it through injury as well. So he might be held together with duct tape and chewing gum at this point, but big ups to what this guy's been able to do. So you see them IDing the mic, getting ready, calling out their blocking assignments. So they're going to double team this guy inside and then try to work up to the mic. Cole is. You see him right there. He's turned his head to 18. He's trying to work up to him, but you see how he's locked in there. He can't extricate himself. This was a defensive holding right here that went unnoticed because you see Cole, his head at the outside of the play is on this lineman, and then you see him turn his head. He's looking up to this dude. He's clearly trying to work up to him, clearly not able to because this dude's got him locked in. You can't see from this angle, but see Pickens out here ISO'd, manned up, and take a look at it on the TV tape. You just see a cornerback doing a heck of a rep there against a fantastic wide receiver, great hands, plays it clean. That he's got that backhand wrapped around the waist, doesn't get in too early, doesn't hit him early with the front hand. He found that ball. He's playing the ball. He's not playing the receiver. He gets a hand in there because if you let George Pickens get 2 hands on that ball, that's a wrap. There's no way you're knocking that thing out. Your only hope is to get a hand on that ball before he can secure it. Alter the path so it hits his hands wonky, bounces off his hands. Just a fantastic play from a cornerback, and one I've not heard of as a Raven, but you better believe he's made a name for himself for both Ravens fans and Steelers fans after that one. Let's see, what are we looking at this next play? You're going to see a go route there from Deontay, and you're going to see an out from Freiermuth here. That's an Ohio concept. So for people who say Matt Canada doesn't run passing concepts, well, I think those people just don't know what passing concepts are because every single play you can pick out a concept too, whether it's on the front side or back side or both. But I think this is another example of Pickett not liking what he sees on the front side. No, he never looks that way, does he? That was never his intention. So he's going backside this whole time. Throws again, he loves that back shoulder fade, throwing it to Steven Sims, who either IDs the ball late or maybe it wasn't that great. I think this one wasn't that great a throw. but we'll get back to that later. So you see, first off, what they're going to do here is they're going to slide their protection to the left. All of their offensive linemen are going to account for these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you got Justin Houston out here, and they're going to leave him unaccounted for. Leave Jaylen Warren to deal with him one-on-one in space. And boy, does he. Jaylen Warren, what you can't say enough about that kid. Justin Houston, I don't want to. I think he has 7 sacks in the season. Hang on, I think I have it up here real quick. I do not have it up. I can look it up real quick. Justin Houston has in 2023 9 sacks, 111 career sacks, 9 sacks this year. So he's one of the best. And he's still doing it at a high level. And they task a rookie free agent running back to go deal with him solo, man to man. How much confidence do you have to have in that guy in pass pro to slide your protection to deal with these 4 guys and leave this guy man on man, one on one against one of the scariest dudes out there? How much confidence to reward the confidence and do everything you can ask for him. Keep his quarterback clean. Doesn't even get a hit off him. But yeah, that was a bad throw. That was a poor throw. Unless he probably could have broke off it early. But that throw didn't end up close to Steven Sims, and I don't think that would have been catchable either way. So this next play, you have a trips or a trays situation up to the boundary side. I'm not too sure off the top of my head what the distinction is there. I think it has something to do with if the X and Z receiver are on the same side of the field, and they are in this case in Deontay and George. And then over on the other side, you have Freiermuth ISO'd up, and your Y ISO. So in this play, you're going to see Pickens. He's just going to run a regular slant. And then you're going to see a couple double moves from Hayward and Deontay here with a pivot route, a whip route from Hayward. He's going to fake inside, then hit the out. And Deontay's going to fake inside, fake the slant, and then hit deep on that sluggo. So as we as we roll this play, Kenny's going to end up looking for Deontay up at the top of the screen. He's working on Stevens again. The dude was working on Pickens a couple plays ago. And stays in phase, does a great job to flip his hips when he sees that fake, and doesn't allow any separation from Deontay. He was one of the best separators in the NFL, but that throw was out of bounds again. Poor placement from Kenny. Looking at it from the other angle, you can see Pickett. His first look is to this side of the field, to the tray side. He glances back the other way just to try to move the safety over there to get him concerned about Freiermuth. But his real intentions are always back this way. He looks back. And that throw to George, could he have made that pass? He probably could have gotten over this dude's head, but Humphreys is coming over. You got another dude coming from the other side. So, that could have been risky, and it could have been a hospital ball waiting to happen. So he opts for the safer throw, and it ends up throwing it out of bounds. Even if Deontay did create some separation there, he wouldn't have been able to make a play on that ball. That last play was a first down play. This is 2 plays later on a third down. You're going to see Najee motion out of the backfield, and I'm sure you already know how this one ends. So you're going to have, again, a trips or a tray, whatever you call this. I think this is the opposite situation where you have your X ISO'd up here, as he often is, and then your Z with your tight end down here. So this is the opposite of the last play. And so you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers all on one side of the field. One of them's going to clear out. Freiermuth's going to he's going to run himself in between both safeties there. I'm pretty sure the Ravens are running man coverage in all of these plays that I have pulled here, and this is no exception here. You're going to see a 2-man under with your 2 high, and then man coverage underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4 blitzers. So just a 4-man rush. Let's see if this is a clean pocket that he bails on again. Houston's coming around the edge. This dude's coming around the edge too. But Tom Brady would just step up right in that pocket and let those dudes go behind him, and give himself an extra couple seconds to wait for something to develop. Kenny isn't that kind of guy. He'd rather do something with his legs, or if you don't like the scenery, change it. And that's what he does. He changes angles. He gets out of the pocket, and again, he's talking with Najee. He's telling him go deep, and this time instead of going back shoulder, I'm going to put this out in front of him, and I got a middle linebacker in coverage. I'm going to trust my guy to make a play, and that time, Naj doesn't let him down. And then, obviously, you know what he ends up doing after that, going to the stands and taking the fans' flag. Looking at it from the other angle, you see Jason Pierre-Paul. Is that a hold? No, that's not a hold, but Dan Moore. He puts his hands up there, so I thought he held him. But how often have we seen this play here called, this holding here, when the quarterback breaks the pocket and their edges start to chase and the offensive line doesn't know that they're trying to change direction. So, but he gets off clean and then just stumbles trying to get after Kenny there. So I think that was a good no call. So as you take a look at this one more time, Kenny moves the ball better in the open field than in the red zone. In this game, he had 3 of his 5 throws in the red zone were catchable. Only one of them ended up being caught, as you see that one for the touchdown there. It seems like he's still trying too hard to make the safe throw. There are definitely encouraging signs here. The next thing I want to see is him stepping up into pockets more instead of taking off and trying to do it with his legs. And we know he has great confidence in the back shoulder throws, but make some of the other throws. He's done it with some of the over the middle stuff to Freiermuth and to Sims, and think about the catch over the middle that Freiermuth's made in this game, in the Miami game, in the Jets game. Those are big time tough throws under heavy pressure, and he stepped up and he made them. But obviously those kind of throws are tougher to make in the more compressed areas of the field, especially if they're playing with a 2-man high. So that's about all the ranting I can do this year. I hope you continue to enjoy your cake. I hope you enjoy continued success in 2023. And I will talk to you folks next week.